Hello and welcome to Luminivity, where we turn powerful books into transformative reflections. Today's book isn't just a political expose. It's a mirror into the psychology of leadership, power, and the quiet cost of protecting an image. We're diving into Original Sin by Jake Tapper and Alex Thompson. This book pulls back the curtain on the Biden White House. Not just what happened in front of the cameras, but what happened behind closed doors, among his most trusted aides. It's a story about aging, loyalty, and the fear of admitting weakness. And in many ways, it's not just about politics. It's about what happens when we ignore the truth because it's inconvenient. We've broken this down into 4 key parts, and in the next few minutes, we'll explore each to understand what they reveal. Part 1. The Illusion of Stability. When Joe Biden won the 2020 election, America was exhausted. People wanted calm, stability, and a return to something predictable. Biden, with decades of experience, seemed to promise that. But beneath the surface, the cracks were already beginning to show. Memory lapses, confusion, physical stumbles. The signs of cognitive decline weren't dramatic. They were subtle, easy to dismiss at first. But gradually they became patterns. And yet, the system around him seemed more focused on managing perception than confronting reality. His team limited unscripted interviews. Staff began scripting meetings. He was shielded carefully, intentionally. Our key takeaway from Part 1 is that leadership isn't just about looking in control. It's about facing hard truths, even when they're uncomfortable. Let's look at Part 2. The Inner Circle, Loyalty and Denial. Every president has a circle. People they trust, people who protect them. But in Biden's case, this circle, Ron Klain, Anita Dunn, and others, didn't just advise. They filtered. They controlled what information got in and, more importantly, what got out. Even within the White House, not everyone had full access to the president. They feared that any sign of weakness would fuel Republican attacks or trigger a Democratic power struggle. So they chose silence. They justified it as loyalty. But what they created was an echo chamber, where uncomfortable realities were pushed aside in favor of tightly controlled messaging. The problem with echo chambers? They don't just isolate, they amplify delusion. Our key takeaway? Loyalty that avoids accountability isn't protection. It's a prison. Part 3. The Turning Point. By mid-2023, it was no longer subtle. Staffers were whispering. Allies were privately concerned. Some began questioning. Should he run again? Could he? But the fear of disruption was stronger than the call for clarity. Instead of open conversations, there were quiet strategies, workarounds. Staffers took over more of his speaking duties. Press conferences were avoided. Behind the scenes there was panic. In public there was poise. The gap between image and reality widened. This isn't a story about a man aging. It's about a system that chose comfort over courage, and in doing so drifted toward crisis. Key takeaway for this part is, avoiding hard conversations doesn't delay crisis. It guarantees it. And lastly, part 4. What this says about power. Original sin isn't just about Joe Biden. It's about what power does, not just to leaders but to those around them. When preserving an image becomes more important than pursuing truth, the system fails. This is true in politics, in business, and in our own personal lives. Power doesn't always corrupt, but it magnifies fear. Fear of losing control, losing relevance, losing legacy. And often it's not the leader who falls first. It's the truth. Our final key takeaway from this part: truth doesn't disappear in silence. It just shows up later, louder. So what should we take from Original Sin? This isn't a hit job. It's a wake-up call. It's a reminder that leadership requires reflection, vulnerability, and above all, honesty. It asks us, what happens when our protectors become enablers? What's the cost of pretending everything is fine when it's not? And are we building cultures, in government, in companies, in families, where truth can actually be spoken? And maybe the most important question, in your own life, are you ignoring the signs that something needs to change? Or are you willing to face the truth, however uncomfortable it may be? If this video made you pause or reflect, help grow the Luminivity community. Like the video. Subscribe for more mindful book summaries. Share it with someone who values real conversations. Until next time, stay aware, stay awake, stay luminous. Thank you.